A disabled veteran's plea for a meal is cruelly denied and all hell breaks loose in a Portland diner. Emily Davis, a 64-year-old war hero, faces humiliation from a smug waiter, Ethan. But someone's watching. Keanu Reeves, the Hollywood star, steps in, his quiet fury shaking the room. As tensions boil, a desperate man with a knife crashes the scene, screaming for help, not violence. What starts as a fight for dignity spirals into chaos, exposing raw truths about forgotten veterans and broken lives. Emily's courage and Keanu's compassion turn strangers into allies, but can they calm the storm? When a long-lost son walks through the door, hearts break and heal in ways no one expects. Will this rainy night mend a fractured family, or will it leave scars too deep to fade? Stick around to find out. Keanu Reeves didn't expect to be a hero tonight, but injustice has a way of pulling him into the fray. He's tucked into a corner booth, craving a moment of peace after wrapping a grueling film shoot. The world knows him as a star, but here, he's just a man with a half-eaten burger, unnoticed. Until a sharp voice cuts through the diner's hum, a veteran's plea for a simple meal is met with cruelty, and Keanu's heart stirs. He's no stranger to loss, to systems that fail the vulnerable, and the sting of apathy hits too close to home. The veteran, a woman named Emily, faces a waiter's scorn for daring to exist in her worn-out jacket, her wheelchair a silent badge of sacrifice. Keanu listens, his calm exterior hiding a growing fire. He's seen the world's unfairness, veterans discarded, promises broken, and he's carried his own scars from battles off-screen. Her trembling voice, heavy with years of being dismissed, isn't just a cry for food, it's a demand for dignity. He could stay silent, blend into the crowd's hesitation, but that's not who he is. Keanu's life has taught him that standing by while others suffer isn't an option. He rises, all 6'1" of him, his presence shifting the air. The waiter's smugness falters as Keanu's steady voice slices through. You think you get to decide who's worthy of a meal? It's not a shout, but it lands like thunder, a challenge to everyone watching. Keanu isn't here to play the celebrity card. He's calling out a deeper wrong, the kind that festers when people look away. Emily's fight is his fight now, because to him, compassion isn't optional. It's the only way to live. This moment isn't just about one diner or one woman. It's about a world that too often forgets its heroes. Keanu knows the weight of being unseen, of carrying pain no one acknowledges. His own losses, a child never born, a love taken too soon, have carved empathy into his core. He locks eyes with Emily, seeing not just her struggle, but the strength beneath it. The room holds its breath, sensing something bigger unfolding. Will Keanu's stand spark change, or will it drown in the crowd's silence? He's ready to find out because for him, doing what's right is worth any cost. The waiter stammers, caught off guard, but Keanu's focus stays on Emily. He kneels beside her, his voice soft now, asking, "You okay?" It's a simple question, but it carries the weight of recognition. She matters. Emily's eyes, misty with gratitude, meet his, and for a moment, the world narrows to two people connected by shared humanity. Keanu doesn't need to know her story to feel its depth. He's lived enough to understand sacrifice. Her quiet nod, paired with a faint smile, fuels his resolve. He stands again, turning to the crowd, his gaze piercing. "Are we really okay with this?" he asks, not accusing but urging. Keanu's no preacher, but his words hit hard, stirring unease in hearts too comfortable with inaction. He's not just defending Emily, he's demanding better from everyone, himself included. The diner, once a place of routine, becomes a battleground for what's right, and Keanu's at the center, unafraid. His life, marked by quiet generosity, by giving without expecting praise, has led to this. He's not here to fix the world, but he'll be damned if he lets this injustice slide. Emily's cause is bigger than one meal, and Keanu feels it in his bones. He's seen veterans on street corners, their medals worth less than the cardboard they hold. He's felt the ache of being dismissed, of systems that chew up and spit out the brave. His voice sharpens as he faces the waiter again. "She fought for you, for all of us. Show some respect." It's a line drawn, a call to honor, not just Emily, but every soul society overlooked. Keanu's not acting now. This is him, raw and real, fighting for a stranger because that's who he's always been. The tension crackles, the crowd caught between shame and courage. Keanu doesn't waver, his calm hiding a storm. He's ready for what comes next. Words, pushback, or worse? Because standing up for Emily isn't a choice, it's a necessity. Her dignity, her pain, her resilience mirror truths he's carried for years. This diner's about to learn what happens when Keanu Reeves decides enough is enough, and the fight for what's right takes root. Keanu Reeves feels the diner's air thicken, but he's not backing down, not when Emily's dignity hangs in the balance. The waiter, Ethan, digs in, his voice sharp with defiance, claiming it's just policy, but his sneer betrays a deeper prejudice, a dismissal of Emily's worth because of her wheelchair, her weathered clothes. Keanu's heart aches. He's seen this before, the way society sidelines those who've given the most. His own life, marked by quiet battles against despair, fuels his resolve. He steps closer, his presence a steady force, and locks eyes with Ethan. "This woman fought for you to have this job, this life," he says, his voice fierce yet controlled, each word a plea for humanity. Emily's sacrifices, years in combat, a leg lost, a system that turned its back, aren't just her story. They're a mirror to a world Keanu knows fails too many. The room's silence stings worse than Ethan's words. Keanu scans the faces. Diners frozen, forks paused midair, eyes darting away. He's no stranger to collective apathy. He's felt it in moments when his own pain went unseen. But he won't let it win tonight. "Look at her," he urges, his tone softer now, almost a whisper, but heavy with challenge. She's not invisible, none of them are. He's talking about Emily, but also the countless veterans he's met, their stories echoing in his mind. Men and women chewed up by war, spat out by bureaucracy, left to beg for scraps of respect. His chest tightens, thinking of his own losses, the way grief taught him to see the unseen. Emily's fight is personal, a call he can't ignore. Ethan's lip curls, but Keanu's words have cracked the room's facade. A nurse, Sarah Johnson, shifts in her seat, her hands trembling. She's seen veterans like Emily in hospital halls, ignored or rushed through, their pain reduced to paperwork. Her hesitation mirrors the crowd's, but Keanu's stand pulls her forward. She rises, voice shaky but clear. "I've seen this too many times. It's wrong." Her admission, raw and honest, pierces the silence, a spark of courage that makes Keanu's eyes flicker with hope. He nods at her, a silent thank you, knowing one voice can start a chain. This isn't just about Emily anymore. It's about breaking the cycle of neglect that haunts every forgotten soul. The manager, David Lee, steps in, his face a mask of conflict. He mumbles about rules, avoiding Ethan's gaze, his cowardice a reflection of systems Keanu's long despised, ones that hide behind policy to dodge what's right. Keanu's jaw clenches. He's faced this kind of dodge before, in life and in stories he's told on screen. But this isn't a movie. Emily's real, her pain raw, and Keanu's not here to play a role. He kneels beside her, ignoring the manager's weak protests. "You okay?" he asks again, softer, his eyes searching hers. Emily's voice cracks as she speaks of coming home from war to nothing. No job, no home, just a wheelchair and a dog. "Bella and stubbornness," she says with a faint smile, naming her reasons to keep going. The words hit Keanu like a wave, her resilience a quiet echo of his own. He rises, turning to the crowd again, his voice steady but burning. "We let this happen, every day, to people like her. Are we really okay with that?" It's not just a question, it's a reckoning. Keanu's no saint, but he's lived enough to know silence is complicity. His own life, giving to charities quietly, helping strangers without fanfare, has built this moment. He thinks of veterans he's met, their eyes hollow from being discarded, and feels Emily's struggle in his bones. She's not just a stranger, she's proof of what's worth fighting for. Sarah's stand, the crowd's uneasy stir, tell him something's shifting, but it's not enough. Not yet. Ethan's defiance wavers, his bravado crumbling under Keanu's unyielding gaze. The diner feels smaller now, the weight of truth pressing in. Keanu's not here to win an argument. He's here to remind everyone what humanity costs. Emily's trembling hands grip her wheelchair, her silence louder than any shout. Keanu feels it, the injustice, the neglect, the sexism, that doubles her burden as a female veteran. He's seen the world's cracks, lived through them, and tonight, he's drawing a line. Respect isn't optional, he says, his voice low, final. The crowd leans in, some nodding, others ashamed, as Emily's cause becomes their own. Keanu's stand isn't just for her, it's for every heart that's ever been told it doesn't matter. Just as Keanu's words start to pierce the diner's haze, the door slams open and chaos crashes in. A man, Michael Thompson, stumbles forward, his knife gleaming with desperation, not malice. His voice cracks, wild with hunger and fear, demanding food, help, anything to save his son from starvation. The crowd freezes, hearts pounding, but Keanu's focus sharpens. He sees Michael's trembling hands, his hollow eyes, and recognizes a man broken not by choice, but by a world that discards its own. Keanu's no stranger to pain. His own losses, carried quietly for years, taught him to spot it in others. This isn't a villain, it's a father, drowning in despair. And Keanu's heart aches for him, just as it did for Emily moments ago. Emily, undaunted, speaks first, her voice steady with a veteran's calm. "Son, I've seen worse than you in worse places. Put it down." Her words, forged in battlefields and betrayal, cut through the panic, and Keanu feels a surge of admiration. She's not just surviving, she's reaching out, offering Michael a lifeline despite her own scars. "You're not the villain here," he says softly, his tone a balm to the room's terror. "Let's talk." He's not acting now. Every word draws from a life of empathy, from nights when he too felt the world slipping away. Michael's pain mirrors Emily's, mirrors his own, and Keanu knows this moment could break or heal them all. Michael's shouts falter, his knife wavering as he chokes out his story. A factory job lost, an eviction notice, a son who looks at him like a failure. Keanu listens, his chest tight, seeing not just a man, but a system that chews up dreams and spits out shame. He's heard these stories before, on streets and in quiet conversations, and they always hit hard. Portland's struggles, families pushed out, homes unaffordable, aren't headlines to him. They're faces, stories, lies. He kneels near Emily, but his words are for Michael. "You're not alone in this." It's a promise, born from Keanu's own battles with grief, from years of giving without fanfare. He believes it, and that belief radiates, pulling the room closer. Emily leans forward, her voice cracking as she shares her own truth. "I slept on these streets, Michael. No one saw me either, not until I refused to quit." Her admission, raw and unguarded, bridges their pain. Keanu watches, moved by her courage, as Bella, her service dog, nuzzles Michael's leg, a tender gesture that softens the air. The crowd exhales, some wiping tears, caught in the weight of two souls connecting amid chaos. Keanu's mind flashes to his own moments of feeling lost, of clinging to small acts of kindness to survive. Emily's story, Michael's desperation, they're threads in a tapestry of neglect he's seen too often, and tonight, he's determined to weave something better. Michael's knife clatters to the floor, his sobs breaking free. "I just wanted to be enough for my boy," he whispers, and Keanu's heart twists. He knows that ache, wanting to be enough, fearing you're not. He crouches beside Michael, a hand on his shoulder. "We'll find a way forward together," he says, his voice steady, a vow he's made to strangers before, from hospital visits to quiet donations. This is Keanu at his core, not the star, but the man who sees pain and acts. He glances at Emily, her eyes misty but resolute, and feels a kinship. They're both fighters, both proof that humanity endures in the darkest moments. The diner's tension shifts as police lights flash outside, sirens cutting through the silence. Keanu stands, his presence a shield, urging the officers to pause. "He needs help, not handcuffs," he says, his voice firm but pleading. He's seen too many lives crushed by punishment when compassion could save them. Michael's tears, Emily's nod, they're why he's here, why he fights. The crowd watches, some murmuring agreement, others still shaken, but Keanu's focus never wavers. He's thinking of Michael's son, of Emily's battles, of every person who's slipped through society's cracks. This isn't over, not yet. Emily reaches out, her hand brushing Michael's arm. "You're still here," she says, her voice thick with emotion. That's enough to start again. Keanu feels the words settle in his soul, a reminder of why he keeps going, why he gives. The police hesitate, their hands off their holsters, and Keanu knows this moment teeters on hope. He's not naive, systems don't change overnight, but he believes in people, in second chances. Michael's broken sobs, Emily's quiet strength, the crowd's awakening, their sparks in a world too often cold. Keanu's ready to fan them into flames, because for him, saving one heart is worth everything. As the police guide Michael toward help rather than handcuffs, the diner's chaos settles into a heavy quiet, leaving Keanu Reeves standing beside Emily, his heart still racing from the night's weight. Emily's eyes, weary yet fierce, hold a story he senses but doesn't yet know. He kneels again, closer now, his voice gentle. "You've been through hell, haven't you?" he asks, not prying but offering a space for truth. Emily's fingers tremble as she pulls a faded photo from her jacket. A boy, maybe 10, grinning wide. "My son Noah," she whispers, her voice breaking. "He thinks I broke our family." Keanu's breath catches. He knows that kind of guilt, the kind that lingers like a bruise. His own losses, grief for a child never held, a love lost too soon, flood back, binding him to Emily in a way words can't capture. She speaks haltingly, her story spilling out like a wound reopened. After Afghanistan, her injury wasn't just physical. The VA's endless delays for mental health care left her drowning in silence, pushing Noah away when he needed her most. Keanu listens, his eyes steady, feeling the sting of a system that fails its bravest, especially women like Emily, whose scars are dismissed as weakness. He's seen it before. Veterans begging for help, their voices ignored, their strength mocked. "I stopped calling him," Emily admits, tears falling. "I was afraid he'd hate me." Keanu's heart twists. He knows fear of rejection, the ache of love that feels too heavy to carry. "You're still his mother," he says softly, his voice thick with conviction. That's enough to start again. Keanu shares a piece of himself, rare and raw. "I've lost people too," he says, his gaze distant. "Sometimes life breaks us, not because we stop loving, but because it's too much to hold." His words, drawn from real pain, his stillborn daughter, his partner's death, land like a quiet truth, forging a bond with Emily that feels like family. She nods, clutching the photo tighter, and Keanu sees a flicker of resolve in her eyes, a spark he spent his life kindling in others. He's no stranger to second chances, to giving when hope feels gone. His quiet acts, charities, strangers helped without fanfare, echo here, but tonight, it's personal. Emily's not just a cause, she's a mirror to his own fight to keep going. Sarah, the nurse who spoke up, steps closer, her voice trembling but warm. "There's a veterans group I work with," she offers. "They could help you, Emily. Really help." Keanu's chest lifts. It's a lifeline, small but real, in a world that too often turns away. He thinks of the times he's seen systems fail. Veterans on corners, their medals worthless, women like Emily doubly judged for daring to serve. Sarah's offer isn't a fix, but it's a start, and Keanu's learned to cherish starts. He nods at Sarah, gratitude in his eyes, knowing one act of courage can ripple. Emily's faint smile, fragile but there, feels like a victory he'll carry long after tonight. The crowd stirs, moved by the rawness of Emily's story. A man at a nearby table stands, sliding cash to the counter. "Her meal's on me," he says, voice gruff with emotion. Others follow, wallets opening, strangers becoming allies. Keanu watches, his throat tight, seeing not just kindness but a awakening. He's felt this before, moments when humanity remembers itself. "Put the rest on me," he says to the waiter, his tone final. "This diner's a family tonight." The words aren't grand, but they land deep, a promise born from a life of giving quietly, of believing people can be better. Emily's eyes meet his, gratitude mixing with something stronger, hope, maybe, for the first time in years. Keanu steps back, letting Emily breathe, but his mind lingers on Noah, on the boy in the photo who doesn't know his mother's heart still beats for him. He's carried his own ghosts, faces he'll never see again, and knows the weight of love left unspoken. Emily's courage, admitting her fear, stirs something in him, a reminder that broken doesn't mean finished. The diner hums now, not with tension, but with connection, strangers sharing glances that say they see each other. Keanu's no savior, but he's a spark, and tonight, that's enough. He thinks of the veterans he's met, the stories he's heard, and feels Emily's pain as his own, a call to keep fighting, not with fists, but with heart. Sarah's offer hangs in the air, a thread of possibility. Emily clutches the photo, her fingers tracing Noah's face, and Keanu senses her resolve growing, fragile but fierce. He's seen this before, people finding strength when all seems lost, and it never fails to move him. His life, built on quiet acts of care, has led to this moment, where one woman's truth cracks open a room's heart. The crowd's kindness, the bills piling up for Emily's meal, feels like a chorus answering his earlier challenge. Keanu knows the world won't change tonight, but Emily might, and that's worth everything. He's ready for what's next, because for him, hope is a fire that never goes out. The diner's newfound warmth wraps around Keanu Reeves like a quiet embrace, but his heart still lingers on Emily's fragile hope, her son's photo a weight he feels without touching. Then the door creaks open and a man steps in. Noah Davis, Emily's son, his face taut with years of unspoken pain. Keanu's breath catches. He knows this moment, the kind where love and hurt collide, from his own life of carrying grief too heavy for words. Noah hesitates, his eyes finding Emily, and the room seems to still, as if it knows what's at stake. Keanu steps back, his presence a steady anchor, giving them space, but holding the moment together. He's no stranger to fractured bonds, to the ache of wanting someone back, and tonight, he's witnessing a miracle he'd never dare predict. Emily freezes, her voice a whisper. Noah? It's a question, a prayer, laced with fear that he'll turn away. Keanu watches, his chest tight, seeing her vulnerability mirror his own moments of longing for faces gone, for chances lost. Noah, a teacher hardened by resentment, softens now, his shoulders slumping as the night's raw truths sink in. Mom, he says, voice cracking, I heard what happened. I had to come. The words break something open, and Keanu feels it, the kind of pain that only love can carry. He's lived this too, in quiet nights when memories of his own losses surface, teaching him that healing starts with showing up, just as Noah has. Their reunion spills out, raw and unfiltered. Noah admits he blamed Emily for their family's collapse, for the years after her injury when he felt abandoned. I was angry, he says, tears falling, but I never stopped needing you. Emily sobs, her hands shaking as she confesses. I thought you'd be better without me. I was too ashamed to fight for us. Keanu's eyes sting, he knows shame, the way it builds walls where bridges should be, his own heart scarred by grief, a child never held, a partner gone, echoes their struggle. He stays silent, but his presence grounds them, a reminder that love can mend what life breaks, even when it feels impossible. Noah reaches into his pocket, pulling out Emily's old dog tags, worn but cherished. I kept these, he says, voice thick. Even when I hated you, I couldn't let go. The diner gasps softly and Keanu's throat tightens, moved by a son's quiet devotion beneath years of anger. Emily's sobs deepen, her fingers brushing the tags as if they hold every lost moment. I never stopped loving you, she whispers, and their embrace, fierce, cathartic, feels like a dam breaking. Keanu glances at Sarah, her tears mirroring his own, and nods, a silent acknowledgement of what they're witnessing. He's seen pain ripple through families, veterans' struggles tearing at their kids, and knows this reunion is rare, a defiance of the trauma that lingers without support. The crowd watches, some wiping eyes, others holding hands, caught in the gravity of a mother and son reclaiming each other. Keanu's mind drifts to the veterans he's met, their families fractured by a system that offers medals but not healing. Noah's story, anger born from a mother's absence, from a world that didn't care, hits hard, a reminder of how deeply war wounds those left behind. Yet here, in this diner, love is winning, and Keanu feels it in his bones. His life giving quietly, lifting others without seeking praise, has led to this, where his stand for Emily sparked a chain that brought Noah through that door. Noah pulls back, his voice steady now. "I want you in my life, Mom," he says, a promise to rebuild. Emily nods, tears streaming, her smile radiant despite the pain. The diner erupts in soft applause, a collective exhale of hope that warms Keanu's heart. He's no hero, just a man who believes in second chances, and tonight he's seeing one unfold. He thinks of his own choices, to keep going, to help strangers, to carry love through loss, and knows this moment will stay with him. Emily and Noah, clinging to each other, are proof that broken hearts can mend, even when the world bets against them. Keanu steps farther back, letting their reunion breathe, but his soul is full. He's felt the weight of being alone, of wondering if love could survive pain, and seeing Emily's joy reignites his faith. The crowd's applause fades, but their faces glow with something new. Connection, maybe, or courage to do better. Keanu knows this isn't the end of Emily's struggles or Noah's, but it's a beginning, and beginnings are sacred. His own life, built on quiet acts of care, feels validated here, in a diner where one woman's truth became a beacon. He's ready to see this through, because for him, every step toward hope is a step worth taking. Keanu Reeves stands in the diner's glow, his heart swelling as Emily and Noah linger at the door, their laughter a soft melody against the night's heavy echoes. They're planning coffee, a small step toward rebuilding what war and silence tore apart. And Keanu feels the weight of their reunion like a gift. Bella, Emily's loyal dog, trots beside them, her tail a quiet flag of hope. He's seen pain carve deep lines. His own losses, a child and a love gone too soon, taught him that. But tonight, he's witnessing love stitch those wounds closed. Emily's smile, Noah's gentle hand on her shoulder, they're proof that even broken things can shine again. Keanu's no stranger to carrying hope through darkness, and this moment, fragile but real, fills him with a warmth he'll hold on to long after he leaves. The diner hums with new life, its patrons changed by what they've seen. Sarah's voice carries from a corner, arranging help for Michael, a shelter, a job program, a chance to be the father his son needs. Keanu's chest lifts. He knows these are small victories, not cures for a world that forgets its veterans, its struggling souls. He's walked streets where the homeless are shadows, seen veterans like Emily dismissed, their sacrifices buried under bureaucracy. Yet here, in this ordinary place, compassion is blooming, strangers sharing stories, passing plates, their eyes meeting with understanding. Keanu's life, built on quiet giving, feels woven into this. He's not the hero tonight, just a spark. But seeing Michael's second chance, Emily's new start, makes every step worth it. He slips toward the exit, his hoodie pulled close, ready to fade into the night. The crowd doesn't notice, and that's how he likes it. His acts of care, from hospital visits to anonymous donations, have always been about others, not applause. But Emily catches his eye, her nod a silent thank you, and Keanu's throat tightens. He thinks of his own journey, how grief once made the world feel empty, yet kindness from strangers kept him going. Emily's courage, Noah's forgiveness, they're reminders of why he fights, not with fists, but with heart. The diner's warmth clings to him, a testament that humanity, when it chooses, can be bigger than its failures. Outside, the rain falls soft, a gentle curtain over the city. Keanu pauses, murmuring to himself, "Sometimes the world reminds you it's still good." The words aren't loud, but they carry his truth. A belief forged through pain, through years of lifting others without seeking spotlight. He sees Emily and Noah down the street, laughing again, Bella's leash swinging between them. It's a snapshot of renewal, and Keanu's heart aches with joy, the kind that comes from knowing love can win, even if just for one night. He's carried loss, felt the sting of a world that overlooks its own, but moments like this are why he keeps believing. The diner's lights fade behind him, but its lessons don't. Keanu knows the bigger fight. Veterans neglected, families torn, people like Michael pushed to the edge, won't end tonight. He's seen too many faces on street corners, heard too many stories of broken systems to think otherwise. Yet he's learned that small acts, like his stand for Emily, Sarah's offer, a crowd's kindness, can ripple. His own life, giving quietly, loving fiercely, despite grief, tells him so. Emily's reunion, Michael's chance, they're not fixes, but they're beginnings. and Keanu's always bet on beginnings. They're what keep him moving, keep him human. He walks into the rain, his steps light despite the wet. Emily's laugh echoes in his mind, a sound stronger than the night's earlier chaos. He thinks of Noah's dog tags, clutched through years of anger, and feels a kinship, not as a star, but as a man who's held onto love through pain. The city stretches before him, full of struggles he can't solve, but Keanu's not daunted. Tonight showed him what's possible when people choose to see each other. His heart, scarred but open, carries this truth. One diner, one stand, one family reunited can shift the world, even if just a little. Keanu's silhouette blends with the rain, unassuming as ever. He doesn't need to look back to know the diner's changed. Its people, its air, its heart. He's felt this before, in moments when giving felt like breathing. Emily and Noah, arm in arm, are his reminder that hope isn't a dream, it's a choice, one he's made again and again. The night's lessons settle in his soul, joining the memories of those he's lost, those he's helped. He keeps walking, ready for whatever comes next, because, for Keanu, every chance to do right is a reason to keep going.